Extremely disappointing, to say the least. Philadelphia obviously gets the leg up now. We are very disappointed when you get yourself technically in a spot to kind of come into a Philadelphia team that's got the players they've got, even though they have missing a lot of them. When you get in this spot, you give your the fact that we didn't get any scores, the fact the game turned out the way it did, we played well. I'm not a lot to say about anything else other than it's very disappointing. We all expected to lead. This is we let them really get into the things they played well. Wentz played well, as you all can assess for yourself. But that's about it. I don't have a lot to say about anything else, just other than we're extremely disappointed. I thought we could come up here, and we did. We'd had good weeks practice. We thought we could come up here and play a better game than we played. And I thought right up until the very end of the thing that we could come in and make some plays and get it done. So it is a very meaningful game because of the circumstances within the league. And we've had times this year a lot when we didn't play as well as we wanted to play, but we had in mind stepping back up here and getting on a run and having some good things happen. This is a disappointing setback for that locker room and for all of us, and I know it is for the fans.
Okay, sometimes what is not said really tells a story. Now, we've been watching Jerry Jones talk after games for decades now, really, and he's always forthcoming, wins or losses. He did not want to be out there very long, and it felt like he didn't want to say something after this game. 2 total minutes he spent talking to the media, when it's usually almost 12 or 15. He wanted to get away before he said something bad. That's my takeaway from that. He is as upset about this particular loss than he has been all season long based on what we just saw.
I don't disagree with you at all about that. And the crazy thing about this is Cowboys still aren't out of it.
No.
That's right.
Like, that's the crazy thing about it. And look, I actually think the Cowboys are good enough, and if they will run the football, which they're very capable of doing,
right,
even going on the road and winning a game.
Right.
So, look, I still think if they get in, they could be a dangerous team. I still think that way about them, even though we've seen them put together efforts like against the Jets earlier this year or against the Eagles tonight, where you're like, man, there is no life in this team.
Yeah. No consistency.
But yeah, so I don't think Jerry can say something because they may end up winning the division still.
Well, that's true. That's right, because they're not out of it completely yet. Yeah.
That's a gut punch, man.
All right, Jason Garrett, head coach, been in battle this season. Hear what he says after this loss.
Jason, what was the call on 4th down, the design on that final play you had on 4th down, and why were Cooper and Cobb not on the part on the field moving that side?
You mean the one to MG on the sidelines? Yeah, we had an opportunity outside to him. We had different routes going inside, so the ball can go any of 5 places on that play based on the coverage they get. And obviously in those 2-minute situations, those guys ran a lot of plays in a row, and each of those guys, particularly Randall, came up big at different times. So we had a great matchup outside. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cash in on it.
Josh Hurt, is he a little bit more affected by that injury on throwing? Because some of those throws didn't look like typical Dak Prescott today.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't do what we needed to do in all 3 phases of our team today to win. Give Philadelphia credit. They played a good ball game. We didn't play well enough to win the game, and there were a lot of different areas that we have to get better at. There certainly were some things we did well, but it certainly wasn't good enough.
What did you think of that throwing the ball today?
I thought at times he threw the ball very well. Other times we weren't as efficient as we needed to be in the passing game.
It seemed like the offense was starting to get something going. There'd be a misplay or a fumble or something like that. How tough was it for you guys to be able to try and find something offensively in the 3rd and 4th quarter?
Yeah, we just had the one fumble. Unfortunately, we lost that. That would have given us a field goal opportunity to get points there. And I just think, in general, we weren't as efficient as we needed to be in the passing game. Obviously, they loaded up against the run. They did a good job. They came in with the idea that we weren't going to be able to run the football. I thought we tried to be persistent with the running game. It wasn't effective enough throughout. There were a couple of good runs here and there, but not consistent enough throughout the ball game. And then we had to attack them in the passing game based on what they were doing. And at times, they made some big plays in the passing game, but other times, we weren't able to convert like we needed to.
On the fourth down to Gallup, why were Cobb and Cooper not on the field at that point?
Yeah, we just talked about that. That
Say why they were off the field.
Yeah, and sometimes in those 2-minute situations, they'd run a lot of plays in a row, and so the other guys were out there.
In Cooper's case, he was out for a stretch of 5 or 6 plays in a row, either on that drive or the one before. Was he hurt?
He wasn't. We were rotating Tavon in there. Had a couple good opportunities with Tavon. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cash in on him.
Mark Cooper was not hurt, correct?
He was not hurt in the game, no.
Jason, what is your message to your team now?
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get the job done, and we all have to own it. I have to own it. The coaching staff has to own it. All the players and staff members have to own it and give the Eagles credit. And now we have to go forward. Unfortunately, we don't control our destiny anymore, but we do control our opportunity next week against Washington. So we'll get back in there. We'll clean up this game. We'll get our eyes forward. We'll try to do our part and finish up the season the right way.
On the third down call to Tony Pollard, that pitch play, the one where he fumbled, Zeke's not on the field. Are you comfortable with that call? Do you like that call?
Yeah, I don't want to get into the whole aspect of that call, but there's a lot of different things that can happen based on what they play. And they play a particular front. We can get to that play. If they play another front, we're going to run a different play in that situation. Zeke had gotten the ball a number of times, and he was, just needed a little bit of a rest there. And so he came out. Obviously, Zeke was a big part of our game today in that particular situation. The way we implemented that play, we felt good about what we got to. Unfortunately, we weren't able to convert on it.
Consistently been so good in the run.
Jason Garrett talking about what the Cowboys didn't do. Here's Doug Peterson, his squad now in control of winning this division.
Probably the giveaway takeaway margin for us helped us, sustain in this game.
The 80-play drive, an 80-yard drive, when Carson was perfect again, what it had to be, and he got in for the score there. He went up tempo again. Is that something now that you feel like is really working for your offense?
It has been. It's something that obviously our guys really, take to heart, obviously, and do well. Our quarterback likes it. Offensive line like it. I mean, everybody just feels comfortable there, and we had success tonight. So something that we continue to build upon each week.
What is it about it that works for Carson specifically in terms of defined reads?
I think we can help him by formation. The defense can be a little more kind of their base defense, their base structure, whether they're nickel or base defense on the field. Sees things, quickly, allows him to get in and out of plays if he has to. And then our guys just execute well. It's been something that's obviously been positive for our offense.
What can you say about your defense? It doesn't.
Next weekend. What do you think?
Who is this?
You gotta go.
Is he credentialed?
Douglas,
Can I finish the question?
Time out.
a 20 or a full?
Yeah, I want a full. Holy cow. This will be on Sports Center. All right, go ahead.
What can you say about your defense that didn't allow them a touchdown in this game?
Man, defense, hats off. I mean, these guys, they took this game, I think, personal from the standpoint of what happened to us the first time, and having all our guys out there. They had a great week of preparation, obviously, and we knew that coming in here that, Dallas they were coming off a great win last week, against the Rams, and 250-something yards rushing, and they knew that was coming, and being able to, at least, shut that down to some degree. It's a pride thing each week, you know, and to keep this is a great offense. They can score points, and to keep them out of the end zone, hold them to 3 kicks like they did, stop them on some 4th downs. Hats off to the defense, Coach Schwartz and his staff for having a great game plan.
What is it about you guys in December? I mean, I'd assume you'd rather it not come down to these last few games like this every time, but what does it say about your team, and what is it we do?
Well, I think it's just, obviously, yeah, you don't want it to come down to the month of December. I mean, but you'd like to play a little better, you know, September, October, and November. But I just think the guys, this is the team that, when their back's against the wall, I mean, they come out swinging and fighting and whatever it takes. You know, sometimes it's not pretty, and it doesn't have to be, you know, and just put some plays together, score more points than our opponent, hold our opponents down, and, you know, just play great team football. And if we don't beat ourselves, we give ourselves a chance, and that was what happened tonight.
What can you say about how Dallas?
All right, so here's how it looks right now in the NFC. All the playoff spots are filled except for whoever wins the NFC East. Now, if the Niners beat Seattle next week, they will get the #1 seed in the NFC. But if Seattle wins and the Saints or